Hello everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you the full settings menu walkthrough on your TCL Linkhub. So we're going to talk about the whole web UI. So first we have the home. So here we have our status, we got our download and upload. Here we have what type of internet we're using. So I'm on 4G. We got how many devices are connected, so 1. And here we have more detailed information about, let's say, the Ethernet, the wireless network, Wi-Fi guest network, and of course we can click on the QR code to get somebody to our network. Here we have device information like model, software, and running time, so for how long it has been running. Here we have our network, so I'm using the SIM card, so it's from Play. We got the network type, which is 4G, and our connection status is connected. Now let's move on. We're gonna go to status. There's nothing else. We got the SIM status, connection, network name, type, profile name, and of course our IPv4 and IPv6 addresses. Here we have the LAN ports. So as you guys can see, the first one, I am connected to it. Let me show you. I'm connected to it right now. And now what are we gonna do next is we're simply gonna go to Wi-Fi. Here we have information about our networks. So here we have 2.4 and 5 gigahertz networks. We got the network name, so both are the same because I'm using one network and two of the same things in one network, and one is SID. Here we have the WAN, which is our global network, and as you guys can see, for me it's disconnected, but if you do have good internet, it will work. Also diagnostics like RSSI, cell ID, RSRP, SINR, and band, so which band we're using. Connected devices, we've already talked about this, but this is more detailed. We got the IP address, MAC address, device name, and which interface we're using. Of course, we can block it. So let's move on to services. Here we can send and receive SMS messages from our SIM card. We can create new message. We have the SMS settings where we want to store them on device or a SIM card. Here we have SMS report, and also we can forward them to another mobile phone. So now let's go over to settings. Here we have the quick setup, so our network mode, profile name, and if we want to enable data roaming. So most of the important things. Here we can just go through it, as you guys can see, just like this, and our quick setup will be done. In the mobile network, we got network connection, profile management, like our APNs. So we got the APN for internet. That means our internet will work. Here we have mobile network settings. So this is where I like to keep it at 5G or 4G automatic. Also, the network search mode should be on auto, because if you put it on manual, then it will be way harder. Here we have SIM pin management, so we can create a pin status for your SIM card. You can add a SIM pin, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can remember it. You can also apply it, and here we have the remaining attempts. Also, band selection. As you guys can see, this function provides more debugging methods for your device problems. So modifying related settings may lead to abnormal use of your device on the live network, and this is basically where we want to use it with caution. Here we have the band blocks, so for 4G and 5G, I'm gonna disable it, and we're gonna move on to Wi-Fi. So here we can set up our Wi-Fi. We can turn off 5 gigahertz preferred. Then we will have 2 networks, so there will be 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. We got our Wi-Fi password, we got our security, encryption, and etc. In advanced settings, we can set it up for max connected devices, Wi-Fi mode, AP, so the access point isolation, channel bandwidth, and channel. We can do the same for 5 gigahertz, so there's not much to talk about. But here we also have DFS, so this is basically enabled during the channel scanning. Now here we can enable it, and we have our guest network. So we got the TCL guest B591. We got the duration, we got the security, encryption, and Wi-Fi password. We can extend this. We can extend our time remaining. As you guys can see, we can just click it over and over, and for example, we can make it last 2 days. So now we can just go to WPS, and as you guys can see, WPS will be disabled if Wi-Fi security is set to WPA3, disabled, or if Wi-Fi network or SSID broadcast is turned off. So I'm using WPA3, but if you're not, you can easily enable WPS and you will be able to connect to your device way faster. Now we're gonna move on to the router. Here we have DHCP, so we got our gateway address, subnet mask, and also the start address and the end address. Here we have the lease time, so I keep it at 24 hours. You can also change it between 1 hour or 6, totally up to you. Here we have dynamic DNS, so this is whenever we want to connect to our device, even if it changes its IP address on the network. And here we have the DHCP reservation. So we can click on a plus. We have our MAC address. Here we can add it manually, so device name and MAC address, or we can choose from device list. We can assign the address to be 55, for example, and when I click apply, then whenever I type in command prompt and I go into IP config, I will see that my network is on different. Now I'm on 192.168.1.186. But if I just reserve the IP address, as you guys can see, I can click on apply. Now it is changing everything, and soon we should see that our IP config has changed. So it'll be over basically restarting everything. Now we got our reservation made, so this is our new IP address, and it will be not changeable because it's for our MAC address. Here we have the VPN. We can enable the VPN. We can change the connection type, add a server address, username, and password. So if you got your own VPN networks, you can easily just connect. So VPN, basically virtual private network. You can connect to it right here. Also, we got the pass-through, so we can select IPsec, PPTP, L2TP, and in the ALG, I've never really used it, but it's an application layer gateway. We got the server port right here. We can change it. And now let's move on to the firewall. Here we have IP filter, so we can blacklist the IP, so you can basically add an address that you don't want other people to have. And also there's a WAN port for it. Oh, it's even here, so it must be from 0 to 65565, and if it's set to 0, then nothing will be filtered. Now here we have MAC filter. We can go over and blacklist or whitelist. I do not use MAC filtering. I think it's really just not for me because I only use it on my own private network. Here we have port forwarding, so we can easily access something as a LAN person on the HTTP, FTP, and etc. Like Samba, and of course there's a lot more. Here we have the DMZ, and I did not have this function on my other router, so I did not really use it. But as you guys can see, you can change the DMZ host IP address. You can set it up to, let's say, instead of 100, 124, you can just apply it. And of course, if you use the DMZ address, you will be exposed to the WAN traffic. Now here we have some advanced settings. So here we have connection mode by WAN. We can select static IP, PPP, OE, or DHCP. So I always used DHCP or static IP. Here we can see that we can clone our MAC address, and here we have bandwidth control. So we can add the downlink and uplink bandwidth limit, so we can limit our internet, for example. So if you think that somebody's using a lot of internet on your house, you can just change it from 0 megabits per second, so unlimited, to 25 megabits per second, and 25 megabits per second is not that much because it is around 3 megabytes, because you basically divide the data by 8, and 3 megabytes per second is not a lot, but still, if you want to limit someone's internet, you can do it here. Here we have UPnP, so this is the plug and play, and it will basically allow devices to discover each other on the same network. You can share your data here. Here we have the IP password, as you guys can see. So from base station, it will go through our router and only one client. And here we have the bridge mode. So this will work as an internet, gateway, our router, and also to the clients. So bridge mode for me, not really worth it. If you have another gateway like switch router and etc., you can do that, but I really think that's not necessary since this router is really good at doing this job. Here we have parental control, so you can block some URLs, for example Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and they will not be accessible in the network. Here we have the ping and trace route, so we can select the destination IP address and domain name. We can make the ping count bigger and packet size bigger. We can also trace route some address. We can add maximum hops, and of course, as the last one here, we have the dual WAN settings, so we can have the connection priority and backup connection. Here I use the Ethernet, so this is my priority, and my backup is the mobile network. So that's it for the settings. We're gonna move on to the last one. Here we have the system, so device information, device name, model name, IMEI number, SIM card number should also be here. If you don't have it, then you shouldn't be worried too. Here we have the software, hardware version, and MAC address for both of the 2.4 and 5 GHz networks. Here we have the login password, so we can change our default login to another password. For example, here, let's copy it, and here we have our password. After we click on apply, this will be our new login password. Here we have the system time, so we can change it. I have it on Europe or so, and of course you can change it to, let's say, let it be America Los Angeles, for example, or America Vancouver. You can just do that. Then you will just click on apply and your current date and time will change. So now what are we going to do is we're going to go for the indicator light. So here we can turn it on, we can apply. So as you guys can see, from let's say 14, so it'll be 2 p.m. to 20. You can also put it all day and click on apply. As you guys can see, there's no light, and now we can just disable it and the light goes back. So if the lights are annoying you at night, you can just turn them off here. Here we have the periodic reboot, so here we have the scheduled time for it. Also, it's a 24-hour clock, so you can choose 2 a.m. and let's say on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, you can then click on apply and everything will work just fine. Here we have the one-click diagnosis. We can click and it is diagnosing everything that's wrong with our router. As you guys can see, Ethernet is the connection that is connected. It's not because I am plugged into the LAN port, not the WAN port. As you guys can see, the internet is abnormal. Please check the relevant configuration. And it's the issue of my SIM card, so I know that this is an issue. And here we have tier 069. So here, as you guys can see, we can enable it. Now here we have our ACS URL, username and password. Then we will basically have an option to enable connection request authentication. We will be able to apply those settings. Here we can back up current device settings, so we can click on backup, and as you guys can see now, configure 1.bin will be downloaded onto our device. And if we want to restore our backup, we click on browse. Here I have it already downloaded on my PC, configure bin. We're gonna click open and now wait for it to load onto the site. Then you will be able to click on restore and you will restore all of the settings that you backed up. Here and restart and reset, you can restart the device or factory data reset it, so this will go back to 0. But I prefer the old method of just rotating our router. Here at the bottom you have also an option to reset it using a SIM tray opener, for an example. So there's a couple of methods that you can choose from. And now what you guys want to do is, as a last resort, here we have the firmware update. You can check for updates and also check what your current version is. You can allow automatic updates, so that's how I know that I'm on the latest version. And that's basically it for the entire just framework. So that was the entire full settings menu walkthrough. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.